How's everyone doing? Today I have a horror Blu-ray collection update with 7 pickups. And if you've seen any of them, definitely let me know what you think of them and let me know which one is your favorite. Leave me those comments down below. First up is a 4K set, and it's the Universal Classic Monsters Icons of Horror Collection. Let me know what your favorite Universal Monsters movie is and your favorite Universal Monster character. It might be different. But this one's actually really awesome. It has Dracula, Frankenstein, Invisible Man, and Wolfman. There is no Creature from the Black Lagoon, which is my favorite, but this does have the 1931 Spanish version of Dracula, which is awesome. And I haven't seen most of these in a while, so I'm definitely looking forward to revisiting these. And has some good behind-the-scenes documentaries and featurettes on Bela Lugosi, Boris Karloff, Lon Chaney Jr., feature commentary, so some good special features here. I know there's going to be another 4K set coming out, which has a little bit more of the films in here, but this was a good deal for it, and it comes in this cool digibook design, and I will be doing a giveaway for the digital copy for this coming up soon, so look forward to that. But again, I love these digibook releases. I know a lot of people were complaining about the discs and stuff like that. I feel like you don't have to worry about rubbing or scratching on the Blu-ray disc because they're coated a little bit more compared to like the DVD discs. So you don't really have to worry about that for the 4K or Blu-ray discs or anything like that. So that was really more of an issue with like older releases for DVDs. So I don't mind that. And there we go. But I love how they have like the classic movie poster artwork and then going over the bonus features and then, you know, talking about the film a little bit. So a really nice release. And I'm going to go ahead and show you. Look at that artwork too in the back. So it's kind of like an impromptu unboxing. But I'm definitely excited to revisit a lot of these classics right here. And I feel like everybody has seen these ones, but I feel like not enough people have seen the 1931 Spanish version of Dracula. I feel like it deserves a lot more love and attention. I feel like when I was younger, more people talked about it than what I see currently. Maybe just like the, you know, younger generations coming up aren't aware of how good that one is. So that's actually listed as a bonus feature here. But there we go. The Universal Monsters, Classic Monsters Icons of Horror Collection. Next up is some super cheese. It is the 30th anniversary limited edition of Hack-A-Lantern. This is from Massacre Video. And I remember seeing, I can't remember, it was like one of those court TV shows. And the owner of Massacre Video brought some guy to court who was like, I want to say Vimeo, I think it was. He like put the movie on Vimeo for people to, you know, watch. And he said, hey, I own the rights, take it down. And the guy didn't take it down. And, you know, he said, oh, I can put it up. I know my rights. And he took him to court and, you know, they won because they do own the rights. You can't do that. As much as you want to think you can, it's that people pay money for the rights for these. But this is actually a new 2K restoration from the original camera negative. And this is the limited edition one with the outer, people say slip cover, but it's actually a slip box. It comes out through the side right there. And the last one of these that sold went for $80 on eBay, and there's none currently. And just like the regular standard Blu-ray like this, without the slip box, goes for about $45. So it is a hard one to get, especially with the slipcover. But this movie is ridiculously cheesy. Like the whole, you know, hard rock montage right here, dream sequence is so wild. And then there's a bunch of other crazy sequences in here. There's a scene where I just feel like it's so out of place and just should have been edited out, where there's like a guy telling jokes. It's like this weird like comedy pitch for like a comedian. And it just feels so out of place. Like, just cut that part out. But I guess maybe it's part of the charm for this one, just how hokey and campy it is. It's basically about this, it starts off with this kid seeing his grandpa, who's the leader of this satanic cult, kill his father on Halloween night in this ritual. And then fast forward to 18 years later, he's grown up and grandpa's ready to introduce him to the cult. And then there's someone who is in this like hooded costume with this mask right there, going around killing people and kind of connected to the lead character and the cult. And the lead character is actually Mac's father on Always Sunny in Philadelphia. those eyes are always crazy. So as soon as you see that, like, you're recognizable. I was watching Always Sunny before I had initially seen this movie. But yeah, you can kind of figure out who the the killer is. There can only be a certain amount of characters for all these kind of movies. It's very formulaic. It's a character that's typically already been introduced. So by way of just getting rid of who it could possibly be, you can figure out the elimination rate there. But yeah, it's a wild one for sure, and it is super cheesy, but I think it's a lot of fun. The grandpa and the truck, and just, I don't know, I had a fun time with it, but it's not going to be for everybody, that's for sure. It's not a great movie, but it's cheesy, and it has some entertaining parts for me, and it's just become kind of like a Halloween ritual to watch this movie now. Hack-a-lantern, and you can see that shot right there. And then a bunch of the special features too, some good interviews and commentary. So I think Massacre Video did a great job with this release. And there we go. We got the Blu-ray and DVD copy, and then there is interior artwork right there. So beautiful release from them, and it was interesting to see them on, I can't remember what like Court TV judge show it was. But I remember watching the episode and just thinking it was kind of hilarious to see the interaction, having the transcripts of their, back and forth between the person that uploaded the movie and then the owner of the rights right here. And you could see the Massacre Video, and this is the #1 in this line for these, limited edition ones. And next up is Party Line, and this one is a Vinegar Syndrome slipcover release, which it's out of print with the slipcover, but I want to say it goes for like $45-50 range. So not as much as the Hack-a-Lantern or many other ones out there. This one is another one that's super cheesy and ridiculous, and I love, look at the blood splatter, that embossing, and then right there in the front as well, the title, and then the blood again with embossing. Beautiful. Vinegar Syndrome does an amazing job on their slipcovers, and I've been saying this for as long as I've been picking up Vinegar Syndrome releases. Their slipcovers are often better than the movies themselves. I feel like lately, though, I used to say that, but lately, though, they've really stepped up their game and had some amazing titles that they're releasing. I can't wait to pick up Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, which is, I'm excited for that. I believe they had the release for Satan's Little Helper 2. I have the old one right there, which is the TV edit. I'm really excited to get that one. I've never seen the actual, director's cut version or anything like that. I've only seen the TV edit. But then the Amityville Horror 2, their slipcovers are amazing. Some of the best out there, maybe the best in the business for physical media. Very thick, rigid, and solid, sturdy slipcovers. Real quality with the artwork choices as well. But now I feel like they've definitely had some amazing titles. Before, there was only maybe a couple a year that I really liked, and then the rest were just a little schlocky and too campy and too just, I don't know, some softcore stuff too, softcore prawn, and just a lot of releases that I don't know. I was surprised to see get such quality releases, a lot of titles rather, that I feel like kind of shocking, but. This one right here, this one's not going to be for everybody. It's cheesy, fun, Party Line. It's about a brother and sister who basically, they use this party line, this kind of like hookup line back in the day in the 80s. And they, meet up with these people and kill them. And the singer, Leif Garrett in here, delivers a wild performance. There are some crazy moments in here, outrageous, again, kind of campy too. And, you got the reversible artwork, which I definitely like. I love the slipcover, but I love that shot too. Right there is a really cool artwork choice. But yeah, this one is, it's for me, cheesy and ridiculous. And I like it for the cheese factor and just how over the top some of the acting is. But again, it's kind of like a slasher, but also erotic thriller kind of movie, kind of like a mixture of those genres, if you will. But again, not going to be for everybody. Check out the trailer for both of these ones to see if you'd be interested in them. But they're cheesy ones that I've seen a few times now, and happy to add them to the collection. Next up are Jeepers Creepers and Jeepers Creepers 2 from Scream Factory. And I got the slipcovers for these a while ago from Reject Film, so big shout out to him. I don't think I ever showed them in a video. I think I might have mentioned, but I don't know if I fully showed the movies or not. I might have like briefly off to the side showed them and like, you know, but so big shout out to him. These this one has some bad creases on it, the first one. Second one, a couple little ones, but I can't complain because now, when I first got them, I don't think they were out of print, but now the slipcovers are out of print. So I've had these slipcovers for a bit, and I just never had a chance to show them. So thank you so much, Reject Films, for the hookup. Definitely appreciate it. He's an awesome dude. He's been making videos on here for a long time. Deserves way more subscribers. So if you're into horror movies, definitely check out Reject Films. But I'm actually thinking like both of these are probably going to get like a 4K release anytime. I feel like Scream Factory is re-releasing a lot of their titles on 4K, and I'm happy to see a lot more horror titles get the 4K treatment, but sometimes they're upscaled, like recent Evil Dead remake, and a lot of times they're not having the reversible artwork too, which you used to have all the time with collector's editions from Scream Factory. So that's a bit of a bummer when not all of them have that, and you're used to that. You're conditioned. So when you suddenly stop that for all the titles, some do, some don't. It just feels like you're getting kind of gypped. But I love the first Jeepers Creepers movie, especially. The second one is good to me. I know some people favor the second one, which gives you a little bit more of the backstory. It also has Ray Wise, who I once did a phone interview with, so that was cool. He was he is an acting legend. So that was an awesome experience to do an interview with him. But yeah, I think this one is fun and, again, has some of the backstory, but I highly prefer this one. In fact, I'm going to have a double feature horror movie night coming up with some people at my place. And Jeepers Creepers is one of the movies that we're going to watch, and haven't decided on the second one yet. We're going to do maybe like, I'm thinking Monster Squad, but something in the, Halloween realm. But this one, to me, I love it so much. The Creeper is an icon. I think he deserves a much better franchise than what he has. I feel the same way for Candyman. The first Candyman movie, amazing. The rest of the movies, not so much. The recent one I actually liked, but I understand why some people didn't. They're doing something a little bit, unique and different with it. But I appreciate what they did. I wish I would have, you could have seen Tony Todd a little bit more. He's great in that one. But, the Candyman 2 and then Candyman 3 with Don Dierico, Day of the Dead, Dias de Muerte. Both of those ones were terrible. And I feel like this one right here, Jeepers Creepers 3, was hot trash, just hot garbage. It should have been called The Truck. And then now, there used to be, for the longest time, people were, there's all these rumors on the internet, and there was a title called Jeepers Creepers Cathedral that was supposed to come out, and that never came to fruition. That project was dropped, and now there's Jeepers Creepers Reborn coming out, which I definitely want to check that one out. And I loved this movie before I knew about the director. I remember watching this in college. I remember watching this a few times in college, in fact. And then I found out about the director. And to me, it's shocking that he ever had a career after that. He went to jail for something he did, which to me is unforgivable, horrific. To me, do away with those kind of people. Just save taxpayer money, in my opinion. I don't believe there's people like that. Those kind of people can be rehabilitated. I just don't believe that. And I don't want to support that, but I was already a fan of this film, both of these, in fact, before I knew. And I can't even understand how he had a career after that. He did the movie Powder, the very first movie he did when he got out of prison, which, again, if you know who worked with those companies and stuff, really surprising to me. And just, again, when you know that and you hear more about Hollywood and some of the history, and it's really kind of some of the seedy elements. But then again, you think of, Bill Cosby and some of these other people where one person can ruin essentially a project, movie, TV series that hundreds to possibly thousands of people worked on. So a lot of these movies, like, people were getting residuals for, like The Cosby Show, they're not getting them anymore because they're not being shown anymore because of the controversy and the things that one person did. So I really think like that's unfortunate. But I'm happy now that the director is, for this one and the second one and the third one, is no longer part of this franchise. The fourth one, Reborn, has a new director. So happy about that. I feel like I can, more cleanly support the franchise going forward. But again, I do love this movie so much. The Creeper is iconic to me. To me, this movie creeped me out so much when I first watched it, and I still get creeped out by it. My goosebumps in certain scenes, the scene with the cats, the scene, you know, there's other scenes I don't want to talk about, but there's so many great scenes in this one, and I just love it. The wall, if you've seen this one, definitely let me know what your favorite scene in the movie is. But man, such a great film. And then, you know, Gina Phillips and Justin Long too, and I love that artwork too, the newly commissioned artwork. And then that scene, Jeepers Creepers, where'd you get those peepers? And then there's the reversible artwork beating you. But yeah, to me, one of my all-time favorite modern American slasher movies. But again, I feel like deserves a better franchise than what he has. Same with Candyman. And some great special features on here too. So you can look at that. And I actually do have the previous Blu-ray release signed up. And again, there's Ray Wise right there. And there's the reversible artwork. But I have a feeling these are going to get 4K releases, and I will definitely pick them up because, again, I am a fan of these films, especially the first one. And, you know, we're getting a lot of these new 4K releases from Scream Factory. And I'm happy. I just want some, you know, maybe some new special features, new transfers. A lot of times we're not getting that, and then reversible artwork. But I think overall they still do a great job. They're one of the better companies out there releasing horror movies. Also, you know, Arrow Video, Severin does a great job. There's a few other companies, Synapse too. They don't release quite as much. And then, you know, Vinegar Syndrome has definitely stepped up their game. But those are like some of the, you know, more popular companies out there that release horror movies in the US. And then next up we have speaking of Severin, two Severin releases. Anthropophagus is also known as the Grim Reaper from Joe D'Amato, one of the more renowned Italian horror filmmakers. Did gosh, what is the name of that movie? Beyond the Darkness, Boo Omega. And then Absurd, which is the sequel. And I've seen the first one, but I've never seen the sequel. And I don't know how they can make the sequel with how this one ends. And this was like a super controversial video nasty banned for a long time. And I know the UK like had all these cuts where the two major scenes were cut out of it. I heard so much hype for this movie. And I remember when I got this, and, you know, I watched this a while ago, and I just, I don't know. To me, it didn't live up to the hype. There's two crazy, wild scenes in here. And I get it for that. But for the rest of it, it is, you know, plotting, pacing-wise, meandering. I feel like the pacing just was too dramatic. And, you know, there's trying to, you know, do some psychological elements there with the killer. And, you know, this is considered to be an 80s Italian gore classic right here, spaghetti splatter movie. It's set on like a Greek island where some tourists are being killed by this cannibal character right here. And it has a new 2K scan from original 16mm negative and a bunch of new special features right here. So, and that shot right there, that cover artwork is like iconic too, but I didn't love the movie. I haven't seen this one yet, and this one is set in America in the suburbs, so it's just, you know, the Greek boogeyman, you know, killing nurses and babysitters and stuff like that. And, you know, splatter, it says some of the most insane splatter scenes in Italian gorehound history. So we shall see. And then it was George Eastman. You know, he's back here as, you know, the killer. And again, I wanted more from this one. For all the hype, for all the buzz, and, you know, being this crazy video nasty. Those two scenes were awesome and bloody and, you know, worth, you know, all that you hear and all the hype for, but the rest of the movie just wasn't. The pacing and just the acting, and it was a bit rough to sit through this one, a bit of a battle of attrition, but I do love what Severin does with the releases. They did a great job transfer-wise and special feature-wise and things like that. And then you get some interior artwork too, reversible artwork, which is always nice when you get, you know, either reversible or interior artwork. And then, you know, I think a lot of people aren't even aware of that because of, you know, the black case. It's not like a clear case where you can see that. So, you know, open it up, check them out, and then go ahead and show you. We get a soundtrack for Absurd. So that is nice. And then we get reversible artwork again, which is pretty cool too. But I think that one's cooler. But there you go. And let me know what your favorite video nasty is too, for that matter, and your favorite Italian horror movie. I feel like there's, you know, Fulci, Argento. There's a lot of ones out there that are well known and renowned. Joe D'Amato I feel like he's in there, but he would be down the line a little bit for me. But there we go. Let me know what your favorite modern American slasher movie is. Like, I want to say in the past 25 years since when did the first one come out? Year 2000 maybe? I'm trying to say 2001 is when the first one came out. But yeah, so post 2000 actually, I consider to be modern. So let me know your favorite American slasher movie from 2000 forward, and then your favorite cheesy horror movie. But there we go. Those are the 7 pickups right there, Blu-rays and the 4K set right there, which I think is awesome. Look forward to the digital copy giveaway I'm going to do for that coming up soon. Again, let me know if you've seen any of them, what you think of them, and which one is your favorite from this horror haul. Leave me all those comments down below, and I hope everybody's doing well. Take care.